Hey guys, welcome back for another Emerge Physio mini class on the pelvic floor. My name is Melinda Wilson. I'm a pelvic health physio for adults and kids. And I was just finishing, I'm at the clinic today actually in the gym. I was just finishing a workout and I was kind of reflecting on the fact that, you know, with it being summer and everyone's getting a lot more active, which is fantastic. I'm getting a lot more reports of leaking and issues with the pelvic floor related to kind of higher intensity of exercise. And that actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. As soon as we're upright, right? As soon as we're standing up upright, gravity's putting a lot of pressure down through the pelvic floor. When we add more bounce to what we're doing, so jogging, jumping jacks, anything along those lines, all of a sudden that pressure gets a lot more intense. So it makes total sense that even someone with a strong-ish pelvic floor may be able to manage when you're doing kind of more moderate exercise or just stuff at home. But once we get out and do more intense exercise, then it's more of a speed and timing and control issue. If you haven't learned to coordinate your pelvic floor and your deep abdominals, which we've done in our past mini classes, if you haven't learned to coordinate those things together, then we start to have trouble when we're exercising. So what I love to do is take an exercise, if it's tough. Today I was thinking we take the idea of a jumping jack and we kind of pare it down. We deconstruct the jumping jack into kind of its basic components. And then we build up from there. We never start an exercise at the hardest level. We back it off to what's easier, what's doable, and then work our way up from there. Okay, so if you want to join me, great. You'll need probably a mat just for some traction on your feet. And then I've got a little bolster here. You may want to use something similar. You could use a step if you've got stairs at home, a coffee table if it's really sturdy, but anything that will kind of put us a bit more horizontal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try working these exercises or try working the same muscles that we would when we're doing a jumping jack in a more plank position. Now, most of us would tend to think of that as a lot harder, and it is. From an arm perspective, from a core perspective, absolutely, a plank is a trickier position to be in. But for your pelvic floor, most of the time, it's a little bit easier. So a full plank is certainly going to be the hardest, but slightly elevated, so our head's just going to be up a little bit, will be enough to take the pressure off the arms if you don't feel like you're strong enough here, but still make it hard enough for us to do some work from the pelvic floor, okay? So grab some comfy clothes, get your setup ready, and then join me. Pause the video if you need to. And then we'll just do a short little warm-up just to get those muscles that we're gonna need moving. This is not something you wanna do cold. And then we'll see what we can do about working our way closer to a jumping jack, okay? So come join me. Awesome. So we'll just start on your mat, facing your bolster, and we'll start with breath. Get your feet about hip width apart, wherever you're kind of comfortable, arms at your sides. Be mindful of your posture. Let's make sure we're not leaning too far forward. I see a lot of this. We don't want to go into kind of sway back and go into kind of our pregnant posture. We're in our nice kind of neutral, well-aligned position. And you can ask me more about that if you need to. So arms down at your sides, and then we're going to take a nice breath in, arms up overhead. And then we're going to exhale, bring the arms down. Good. Inhale, arms up overhead. And on the exhale, lift up through your pelvic floor. Try not to clench your bum. You don't need to in this situation. Inhale, arms up. Good. Exhale, squeeze up through the pelvic floor and add in those nice deep abdominal muscles. We've worked on those in other mini classes. Inhale, arms up. One more exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor, strong through the deep abdominals. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, we're going to do a little swan dive forward. Let your knees bend a little bit, get comfortable. We're going to inhale, look forward. Exhale, hips come up towards the ceiling, and we're strong through the pelvic floor, hollowing through the abdomen. Good. Inhale, look forward. Let your knees and hips bend. Exhale, hips towards the ceiling, pelvic floor strong. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, hips towards the ceiling, pelvic floor strong. Good. We'll just do some mini mountain climbers to get our shoulder blades ready. So get your hands on your bolster in whatever way that you're comfortable with your wrists. We're going to inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back with the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, back with the left foot. Good. Feel the connection between the top of your head and your tailbone. Nice and strong the whole way down. If you're not sure, inhale, bring your bum up towards the ceiling. Exhale, feel those muscles connect as you come back down. You want to feel your shoulder blades nice and strong into your back. Good. Inhale. Exhale, step forward with the right. Inhale. Exhale, step forward with the left. Back to our forward bend. Inhale, a little faster this time. Exhale, step back with the right. Back with the left. Inhale. Forward with the right. Forward with the left. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, back with the right. Back with the left. Inhale. Exhale, forward with the right. Forward with the left. Good. Take a short break. Now, certainly if you found that really challenging, you may want to not move on to the next stuff and just stick with that kind of thing until you're comfortable with it. But if you're feeling good, if you're feeling warmed up, then great, because those are the muscles that we're going to need to use to take our jumping jack and break it down. So what we're going to do is take the idea of the legs coming apart, and we're going to break it down into one leg at a time, going out, out, and in. So I'll demonstrate for you. So we're going to get in our nice plank position on our block. Good. Okay, and we'll take a breath in, and I'm going to do 2 short breaths out as I step out, and then I'm going to do the same on the way in. So it's like this. So in that way, I'm learning to use the pelvic floor muscles and the deep abdominal muscles in that nice quick 4 pattern, and then I'm taking a second to regroup and breathing in again. So let's join me, we'll try 5 sets of that, okay? So get your nice plank position, good. Take a breath in, and we're gonna go 2 out, 2 in. That's 1, out. That's 3. 1 more. Excellent. Take a short break. Nice. So, if you did that well, it wasn't too tiring, hopefully you felt the muscles doing their jobs. Let's say that was super easy for you. Then we take it and turn it into an actual jumping jack just in the plank position. So once again, we're going to come back into the plank on our bolster, and then we're going to hop out and in instead of just stepping out and in. So if you feel comfortable moving on to that, let's give it a try. Okay? So we come into our plank. Make sure you have that connection between the top of your head and your tailbone. Strong through your shoulder blades. And then you're going to blow right before you start to jump. So you really want to get that air going before you jump. So we'll take a breath in. And we're going to go. Breath in. I almost lost my control there. Got to get my tummy stronger. Breath in. Go. Breath in. Go. 1 more. Out. Very nice. So, what you would want to be able to do is get to the point of doing at least 3 sets of 5, in and out like that. And then when you feel comfortable with it, we raise the level of the bolster that you're holding on to. So if you started at this height, maybe we come up to the coffee table, or we come up to, say, your kitchen island or kitchen counter. I know it kind of sounds counterintuitive, because when you come up higher, it's a lot less work on the arms. Like holding onto your kitchen counter and doing jumping is actually going to be much easier on the arms than it was in this position. But from a pelvic floor standpoint, it's actually a lot harder. So that's how you progress something like a jumping jack from just learning how to control with movement to something more difficult, like in a class where there's going to be a lot more speed and trying to keep up with the instructor and things like that. So I hope that made sense. This is an exercise that I would suggest not doing every single day. You could practice it maybe every other day so you have rest in between. But yeah, it's a really effective way to take any exercise that you're struggling with and break it down into its basic components, and especially from a pelvic floor standpoint, take gravity away and then work your way back upwards into gravity. So if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to email me at emergephysio@gmail.com. You can private message the clinic on Facebook or on Instagram, which is at Emerge Physiotherapy. I'd love to answer your questions. So yeah, I always love this kind of stuff. I love getting creative with exercises. So I'll see you again for the next mini class when I see you. Take care, guys.